Welcome, Capricorn. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Virgo solar eclipse reading. This particular new moon on the 21st of September is in 29 degrees of Virgo, and the first new moon in Virgo in late August was at 0 degrees of Virgo. In between these two moons have sandwiched a lunar eclipse, which we will be feeling the effects of for up to 6 months on either side. There's a variety of reasons for that that are not necessarily germane or relevant. What is important is the intensity of energy that you are feeling at this time. And for many Sagittarians, you're going to be feeling this in your home arena of dreams, higher consciousness, travel, education, spreading the word, learning from others distantly, other cultures, diversity, inclusion. So this is a theme that is bubbling up out of your subconscious. In the overall energy, the Seven of Swords is describing difficult things. It's difficult for you to completely understand the necessity of your programming or the way in which you are finding yourself attempting to reprogram your thoughts. The Wheel of Fortune indicates to me that you're on the verge of a vast change, a transition, a beautiful karmic leap. You have accrued some really positive karma as a result of your hardworking nature, your perseverance, your keeping your eye on the sparrow. And this is in part what is arising for you is all the ways that you do and have sabotaged yourself in the past. And part of the sabotage is the difficulty in looking at the memories, the experiences of the past that have triggered uncomfortable behaviors, impulses that were led you in a totally wrong direction, anger and resentment focused at those who appeared to be holding you back. And instead, you're really understanding better your role in the failures of the past and how difficult it is for you, given the history that is constantly arising for you, the memories that keep coming up, even as the cycle of memories that are emerging is accelerating. And it's accelerating because you are breaking through to a place where you see your patterns, you see those things that aren't working for you, and you understand how difficult it is emotionally to break those bonds, even if it only takes you to the unhappy outcomes of the past. So this is about you reprogramming your experiences. You're looking at memories and removing those ideas, attitudes, or outcomes that didn't have to be. In a way, this is a lot about rewriting your story. And I've pulled the citrine. And the key word here is abundance. I'm aligned at all times with the abundant energy of the universe. This powerful energy flows through me into every aspect of my life. Yeah, I think there's a couple of things going. You're on the verge of a breakthrough, of an absolute receipt of a variety of forms of abundance, but the trick of it is that you are feeling as though the abundance has been here all along. And I'm particularly talking to those Capricorns who have had some serious physical, material, financial hardship in the past, perhaps very difficult emotional family systems that you've overcome. This is a recognition that your power has always been with you. You were denied it by others. You were discouraged from embracing it, from feeling as though you deserved it. And so the messages you received were an intensity uh, of prohibitions against exercising your power, or your even willingness or determination to hold power, to be abundant. So this is some fairly painful recycling of experiences, but ones in which you understand that you can reprogram, and you're doing that for many of you through your dreams. In the 10th house, the house of your social position, the way others see you, the 5 of Cups, yes. This focus on your failures, your disappointments, the betrayals you've experienced is what others see of you. This carrying a heavy load, this concerns, overwhelming concerns that seem to encircle you, this inability to be in the present and to let go of the worries and concerns. It feels as though you're dragging your worries with you everywhere you go. And you're very aware that you are on the verge of experiencing, in fact, you have gone in and out of experience complete self-acceptance and the sense of deep connection with your spiritual inheritance, and at the same time unconsciously reviewing and these difficult experiences, ones that are indeed painful, ones that show you, display back to you, mirror rejection in multiple forms. So I do see this time as some kind of a opportunity for you to work through this, particularly through your dreams, through the way in which you gather knowledge and information, the way you learn from others who appear different from you, but who, as you quite possibly know, are deeply connected with. In the first house, the 10 of Swords. This is quite in alignment with the energy of the eclipse. This is about not just the closure, not just the completion. This is about the release and the surrender of a whole system of beliefs. In fact, a whole system of activities, beliefs, alignments that you see you are no longer a part of. You may never have been a part of, but it isn't for lack of attempting to conform to the requirements of you. And in many ways, that's how you have worn yourself out. The good soldier, the team player, the good egg, the one who can always be relied on to clean up the mess, to do the work, to stand by the conclusion or the failure. And you have released and are releasing, but the pain involved in this release is almost excruciating. And it's interesting because I don't believe your dreams are anything of the sort. I believe your dreams come to you more as an opportunity to gather the information, connect with your ancestors and guides, and recognize that you're a part of that circle. You're not simply someone who's being watched over and handheld or supported through anonymous blessings. You're actually a part of the leadership of your ancestry, and you've earned that. You understand every sword, every wound, every damage, every trauma that your ancestors have experienced. You've experienced in this life, and you are seeking mightily to not just understand it, but to heal it. Heal it for yourself. In the fourth house, the house of your home, your family, your foundation, the Three of Cups is a whole different story. This is the part of you that is bouncing back, the resilience. This is the you that understands you've done all this already. You've been stepped on, you've been rejected, you've been hurt, you've been denied, you've been through all of that. And you're not going through that again. You understand that you don't have to. And maybe you had to understand the nature of your power, the nature of your active love, the love you share at every level, particularly as part of your foundation. So I'm getting a strong picture of a family system that you feel deeply connected uh, through time, through cultures, through history. And yet, this is part of the baggage that you carry with you and that you are attempting to work through among your peers, among your associates, among those select intimates that perhaps do share their own story of spiritual inheritance that they too are working to understand. But there feels to be a spiritual and cultural bond between you and those that support you deeply. And it feels as though that is right in your home, right at your foundation, reminding you, showing you every day of the abundance that you have already in your world. In the house of significant others, the seventh house, the Empress. Wow. This is about that power. This is about that sense of abundance and love that you've always had. This is who you've always been. Interesting showing up here. I see you as the beloved. I see you looking to learn, to understand, to welcome and receive love, to learn that as a new skill. You've so rarely experienced it in the ways that you thought you wanted to. So this can be an instance where we are loved deeply by a relative, a friend, an ancestor, and yet the love we're seeking is a spouse, a romantic partner, to be that beloved. And this is you recognizing that, you don't actually know how to receive in that way. You don't actually have a lot of experience being loved, being adored, being appreciated, being held up, being rewarded. And in part, you fashion your character in the recognition that you are the one who has to extend the love. You're the one who must take the risk. It is rarely someone risking themselves towards you, moving towards you with that sense of boldness. And so you're shifting your sense of your active versus a passive role in receiving love. The love that never claims itself, never names itself. If this reading is resonating with you so far, Capricorn, please like this video. Subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. As you know, the subscriptions help my channel to grow. That's important to me. I'd love more people to see what I do, and I really thank you for all the support that you do give me. I'm going to clarify the 10 of Swords here. In the first house with the 8 of Pentacles and the Lover's card. Yeah. It's interesting that you are releasing an old story of love that was, it appears to me, quite romantic, quite passionate, quite excitable. And you're replacing that, or you have grown to replace that through life experiences as an opportunity to hammer out an agreement with another one, soul bond that you're deeply connected with in order to do the work that you're here to do. This is a mature understanding of what you require, what love looks like to you now. And this is a maturation of the experience of youth, right? Where love is compulsive, it's spontaneous, it is passionate, and it doesn't require anything to flame up and die down. I think Joni Mitchell has a line, I've seen some hot, hot blazes burn down to smoke and ash. And I think that's where you're coming from, and this is where you're moving to. An idea that this deep connection that goes far beyond your physical experience of one another facilitates this great work that you're here to do. In the fourth house, the Three of Cups is clarified by the World card and the Six of Swords. Lovely. It's interesting, the idea that friendship is your source, a circle of friends. Perhaps it's a group of friends that you have moved through considerable experience with, and there's something about that level of intimacy that is shifting for you. And I do believe, based on the powerful astrology of this time, that your recovery from this old story, this old sense of self, this old version of you, requires you to have more time, more silence, more sacred space to yourself. And so, even as your friends and deeper connections that support and love you are there, you find yourself limiting your access to them and vice versa as means to recover, as means to utilize those tools that you have, meditation, prayer, a dream practice, a journal practice, a writing practice that is helping you to find the acceptance, to anchor in that acceptance that you are allowed to make mistakes, that you're learning things now that you were unable to see. You hadn't been perhaps rejected enough, or you were repeating and making the same choices over and over again with the same negative outcomes, and you're releasing that, you're letting that go, you're closing the book on that. And again, this is really consistent with the eclipse energy that is asking us to sort through our experiences and to jettison that which no longer works for us, which isn't serving, which doesn't add value but takes away value. Simplification. In the seventh house, the Empress is clarified with the Hierophant and the Death card. Yeah, interesting, because the story I'm now getting, which is very consistent, is that you've released any traditional idea of relationship. And that you have, it's interesting, as a Capricorn, I would say that I thought I had released any traditional idea of any conventional relationship until I was in one. And in that way, that really cemented why I was right all along. And then I stopped listening to myself. I got caught in something very traditional, very conventional, very little room to find an authentic expression of myself. I thought I had to sacrifice who I was for the greater good. And that was obviously, did not turn out well. And I am, again, releasing this conventional sense, but from a much deeper place, a place of realizing that a deep, meaningful, significant relationship can occur, but it occurs on different terms than what I've been shown, what we culturally value. And it is based on work. It is based on service. And that's defined by you and others according to your needs and desires. So this is beautiful. It's putting back the power in your hands, that you shape and define your relationships and love how you give it and how you want to receive it in relationship with someone else who is deeply connected to you. The 10th house, the 5 of Cups, is clarified by the King of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. The level of reprogramming that you're doing is provoking and evoking so many emotions, so many memories, and a crazy amount of thoughts. This is a busy mind I'm sensing here, but it's pointed in a very specific direction. Not only is it pointed towards the direction of authentic abundance, authentic relationship to self, the reification of your dreams, the encouragement to recognize that your dreams, your literal dreams at night when you sleep, are validation of a lot of the information or wisdom that you have always held. And now you're creating a place in your dream life where you can actually go and consult, gain wisdom, gain information, ask for the help specifically that you want. And the help that you're wanting, I believe, is regarding the way that you sabotage yourself in the past and continue to, that requires you to surrender to those thoughts, to surrender to a feeling of helplessness, to a feeling of trust in yourself. This is about elevating your intuition and your awareness of the power you already have, you've always had. And that is, in fact, what is opening the doorway to the material abundance that we all know Capricorns seek. And that doesn't, of course, I'm not talking about quantity, I'm talking about quality, where abundance exists in productivity. That's what defines for you being abundant, being able to do the work that satisfies you, that it is part of your mission, and that provides you with reasonable material stability and security. I'm going to finish up this reading, Capricorn, with a seed and sickle oracle card, and I'm pulling, I always pull 2 or 3, the crocus, number 38. I believe Aries got this. This is reducing to a number 11, sacred power master number 11, and it's also referencing the justice card, or the strength, depending on the deck that you use. But this is really about inner balance. Because it looks like the Ace of Swords, I think it also bears upon some revelations, revelatory truth, some illuminations that you are gaining. Speaking up for yourself can be one of the hardest things to do, particularly if you don't feel as though your opinion is worth being heard. But being assertive doesn't mean coming across as aggressive. You're simply letting people know what your needs are. And now is the perfect time to speak up about something that's weighing on you. You may be surprised by how it sets things on the path to change. I just love these cards. If you enjoy this content, check out more content here. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. Until next time, Capricorn. Namaste.